thank you for joining us. You got AWALL here, and I have a great friend of mine, Holden, who has been just amazing in so many ways in helping me as an artist be the best artist that I can and not have to focus on particular, tech things that either I'm not familiar with or, take a very long time to learn when you're trying to, your goal or your meaning is a little bit shifted by that. So he's been super helpful. He is an entrepreneur. He is a forward thinker. He is a tech phenom. I got Holden here, man. Tell him a little bit about yourself and how you and I are connected.
Yeah, I love to. So my name is Holden Satterwhite. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Redfruit Media, and I just want to start off by wishing you a congratulations on your album release. And I'm very grateful to play a role in your development and partnership that we have together. And I'm really glad to be part of the journey with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And just to give some background on myself. So in 2015, let's go back to 2015. So I started an Apple News and Rumors page while I was 13 years old.
Okay.
And at the time, it was just a hobby. And I remember I was sitting in the living room of my parents' house, and it was the first time I had access to social media.
Oh, shoot.
And I had a passion for Apple products, and I wanted to express my passion by making a news and rumors page. Nice. And so what I did is I made an account just called Apple Tech News and Rumors because that's what I was into.
Okay, perfect.
And basically, it started from there on Instagram. What I would do is make social media posts, like reporting the latest news from Apple. If there's a new iPhone announced, we'll report on that. It started from there, and then we gained. I remember when I first hit 100 followers, I felt so nice. Like as a 13, 14-year-old, it felt amazing to hit that first 100 followers. And then we kept on growing. We got 500, 1,000 throughout the years. And then now today we're at around 35,000-ish.
Yo, get this man to 40. I mean, come on, dude, because he's been working his butt off. Seriously.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. And then in 2016, we rebranded from Apple Tech News and Rumors. So that's such a kid. It's just such a I don't want to say childish name, but it's very generic. So we want to create something unique, and we settled on the name Appleosophy.
Okay.
And that's basically how that was decided. And to give you some context of how the name was decided, it was actually my dad's idea.
Oh, really?
I want to give him the proper credit for that.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. It started from there. But yeah, and then do you want to talk about Christopher Granger?
Yeah, let's mention Chris Granger, who was on this podcast. One of the earlier episodes is his second half of the team that they've created.
Yeah, so I met Chris around mid 2016. And the way we met, I believe, bear with me, this was a while ago, but we met either on Telegram, a Telegram Apple community group, or Instagram. So just to backtrack a little bit, there's these like communities of just like the Apple community is very loyal. I mean, it's a very loyal fan base. Like maybe like people are how loyal with Star Wars and stuff like that. It's a very loyal community. And I believe we met each other off a Apple community. It was either on Instagram or Telegram. I believe it might have been Telegram. And that's how we met each other. Basically, what I was doing is I wanted to create a team. Like I wanted people involved within the community, and that's how Chris joined. We found each other through there, and he's now he's the chief operating officer of Redfruit Media, which is the parent holding company of Appleosophy today.
Okay.
And he's been with me since then, since 2016. And we've learned a lot. Keep in mind, we were like 13, 14. I know it sounds crazy, but we were very young. We did this at a very young age.
For sure, man. Blessed.
Yeah. Man. And we made a lot of mistakes throughout what's nice about being young, it gives you you can make a lot more mistakes,
Love that, man.
especially while figuring things out. I've learned a lot throughout the years. So yeah. So moving on to 2017, 2018-ish. So we grew our following with Appleosophy.
Okay.
And around 2018, we wanted to launch. We've run a team as well. In terms of like team members, we have people who manage our social media. So it just wasn't me posting. We'll give other people access. Back at the time, this wasn't really a company. We weren't really making much money. We did sell merchandise though.
Okay, nice.
We weren't making much money from that, but so it was more. It wasn't really a business at the time. But I will say in 2018, we made the decision to launch Appleosophy.com.
How do you spell that?
So Appleosophy.
Okay.
And we launched Appleosophy.com in 2018, and we got a good group of writers together from the Apple community to join the team.
Okay,
and
nice.
we were posting like actual like news, like an article format. And so we started that around, I believe, December 2018.
Okay.
And what was so cool about this is I'll meet people and talk with people all throughout different countries. Like I'll meet people online who are from different countries.
Of course.
And the really cool thing is I've actually met some of them in person too, which is so surreal. So in 2018 we launched Appleosophy.com. And we built up a following there. It started off a bit slow because we were really trying to get writers to write and stuff like that. We were not making really money from Appleosophy at the time. It was just at a phase we were just trying to get started up, and then we'll figure it out. And then around, I think it was 2019-ish, we had our first exclusive article. And what does that mean? So an exclusive article is when it's basically we have a story that no one else has reported yet. It's not known information.
Okay.
Basically, we were the first ones to report on the story. That's basically what it is. And our first, it's funny. Our first exclusive story that we report on Appleosophy.com was actually Apple leaking their own stuff by accident.
Oh, really?
And what was funny about this is one of our writers, he found this image. I think it was this. This is public. It was public online. He found like this image, like marketing image of an iPhone XS smart battery case. But the thing is, the smart battery case at the time didn't release yet.
Okay.
And
so it was kind of a leak in itself.
Yeah, and we reported on it. And then what's so funny about this, a couple of minutes after we reported on it, the image that Apple accidentally published was taken down.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, they're crazy with it.
So maybe that helped your article too, right?
It did. So here's the thing. So what's really cool about reporting on exclusive stories like this, other Apple news blogs have picked this up over time.
Oh, okay.
So there's other and tech websites, so big tech websites like The Verge. I believe The Verge reported us.
Oh, that's big time, dude.
Yeah. And TechCrunch, I believe I can't remember was that particular story, but they reported on our content before because we've had several exclusives. There's another Apple News and Rumors website called Mac Rumors, Notify Mac. They're kind of our competitors, but we do report stuff from them. And when we have exclusives, they report on us. It's just how it works.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get information from them, and not just them, but there's how many other Apple, let's see here, rumors / teams, things are going on out there. Is there a lot of competition, or is it just a few?
It varies. So there's people. Here's the thing. I've seen a lot of people start up like me and have an Apple News and Rumors account like me, or they're Apple enthusiasts. They'll start an account, get thousands of followers, 15K and 20K. I've seen some who had like 100K and crashed out.
Okay.
And it's part of it is
they just
some of it to some people it was just a hobby for them. They didn't want to make it a business, which I understand. I mean, some people just want it to be a hobby. I totally respect that. I'm not holding that against anyone. And another example, I know someone who started an Apple News and Rumors page. You've owned it. I've known him since 2017, 2016, like a while back in those Apple News, one of those Apple community group chats.
Okay.
And he basically couldn't run it anymore, because he was going to college, and he viewed it as more of a hobby, and basically we acquired it from him. So
Oh, okay. So then you can
we
do
also
that.
own
You
an,
can
yeah,
get the information. Or...
yeah. So we own another Apple News Rumors page called Silicon Report. Feel free to check it out. It's basically a simulcast of what we report on from Appleosophy at the time, but what makes Silicon Report and Appleosophy a difference is Silicon Report, we have a community on Telegram. We're trying to keep the Apple community thing going. Apple community, like Telegram chats and Instagram chats have kind of died out a little bit throughout, but our goal is to kind of keep it going, keep that community going.
That's important.
And then going to 2019, 2020, I would say in 2020, our biggest story I think we ever reported on was another Apple leak. Apple accidentally leaked something themselves, and one of my writers was the first one to notice this. And the crazy part about this, so here's a leak. So I'm sure you know the device like the AirTags, right? Mm-hmm. So there is a leak that Apple did in 2020. I believe, correct me if I have to check this, but I believe it was around April 2020-ish, I think. It might have been during the summer. But Apple published a iPhone, basically a support video on Apple Support's YouTube channel. And I don't know how my writer noted this, but like on timestamp, like 32 seconds in, he noticed a reference to AirTags in the video, and it wasn't even released yet.
So what he then writes an article about that and gets the
Right.
eye on you a little bit.
So here's what happened. So obviously this was a mistake by Apple. Whoever was doing this,
it was a mistake. Okay,
they didn't mean to because it was unreleased at the time. Stuff like that does happen. I mean, it's a big corporation, and mistakes do happen even at the biggest corporations in the world.
Of course.
It was just one of those things that it just slipped by them.
Yeah, and you had to be paying attention, I guess.
Right, and the fact one of my writers picked that up in this support video, it was crazy. So what we did is he reported on it. Shout out to my writer Paraj Dutta. He's a great writer.
Shouts out.
And he was one of the first to report on it. We were the first to report on it because we were the ones who discovered it first.
Okay.
And what we did is we took a screenshot of the video frame. We didn't post it. We embedded the YouTube video in our article so people can check it out.
Okay.
But once we published the article, not even like 10 minutes gone by, Apple pulled the video, which is wild.
Oh, shit. Well, they were, I'm sure, they're big enough to where they have to keep eyes on certain things.
Right. Yeah. Apple has people who work for them who have like CIA level like monitoring.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like I'm not
next level.
No, like I say that I'm not joking because they literally hire people who are former CIA and NSA and people like that.
That makes sense. Actually,
that work for their global security department, and that's a lot. That's very common at corporations, by the way. Just to clarify,
is to what
hiring like very high level security experts and who have experience maybe either in government or just security in general, because corporate espionage and corporate security is a big thing.
Oh, for sure.
And companies spend a lot of money on it, and they'll do everything to protect the intellectual property.
Makes sense, as they should.
Right. And so so we published a story, the AirTag story, and what was so cool about it is it just blew up. Like
he said, it blew up. Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we got picked up by Mac Rumors, which I can't remember which exact writer picked it up, but I know some of the writers at Mac Rumors are really good people. Shout out to them.
Okay, shouts out Mac Rumors.
They reported on the story first, and then it just spread like a wildfire. Like TechCrunch picked it up, The Verge. Even Business Insider picked it up, which is like a business consumer
You were in the
business
magazine. You're in the magazine.
It wasn't the magazine; it was their website. Yeah, and they were also featured on CNET. So it was so cool. By the time when this article released, I was like 16-ish, 15, 16.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man.
It's very satisfying to get that. To pick up stories like that.
Yeah.
And that might be one of our biggest stories. We have some. We still have some exclusive stories throughout the years. Like in 2022, we have a writer who's very into Apple Pay, and he is the first to know if a retailer accepts Apple Pay, and we're very on spot with reporting that news compared to other news sources.
Okay.
And so we're very on, so a lot of the times in terms of any Apple Pay related news or Apple services, we report on first most of the time. I would say. Not all the time, but a lot of the times. And part of it is just from our reader sending us images saying, hey, look, the store has Apple Pay now. They're advertising it. Here's some intelligence on this.
Yeah, you're getting some info from the world.
So part of this is from our readers giving us tips, and that plays a big role in how news can be gathered, or
That's
how
your
we
community.
report on news. Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
So so that was in 2020, and then Appleosophy. So during 2020, around April, I believe we met each other in around. I think it was April 2020. Would you recall?
Let's see here.
It was a while ago.
Met each other on the phone through phone itself, or met in person?
Through the phone, like how we established
Yeah,
contact.
I would say maybe around 2020, 2021, because it was a little shortly after
Right.
Chris and I had met.
So 2020 hits, so COVID hits, and then me and my business partner Chris had an idea to start another company called TechPod.
TechPod.
At the time, it was called TechPod Social, and the goal behind this company was to create a social media management website development agency. Those were the two main focuses. And the reason why we started is we've been through the process with Appleosophy. We wanted to expand. We basically wanted to share our gift with other people, you can say, and our experience. And we really thought we can help small and medium-sized businesses, because we have a good track record with growing Instagram pages. So gone from 0 followers through 35,000 ish. So which is great. And so we started TechPod, and so I believe this is how the story goes. But my business partner Chris, he was scrolling through, I think it was Snapchat, and he ran to one of your, I think it was ads. Do you recall that?
Yeah,
any of
definitely.
And basically,
it wasn't even an ad. It was
what was it?
It was a biometric where he was just in the area of where we were recording, and Snapchat had one of those geometric features to where you could know where someone. It was like a geotag, and it's a cool feature because then you can find out what's going on around you, without getting too much information on that person. But that's how he pinged me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's crazy how he found your contact. I recall you spent a while finding your information. I mean, he loved your music. Well, so when he found you first, he told me about. I remember he told me about you, and he's like, hey, check out his music. I listened to some of your songs. I believe it was on SoundCloud. He sent me your SoundCloud
at the
link.
time, right?
Yeah, at the time, yeah. And I listened to it, and I loved the music.
Thank you, dude.
I loved your voice. I loved your music, and
Appreciate that.
And I even agreed with Chris that hey, we want to be part of that, and that's how you were our first client in 2020.
Thanks for telling me that. That's pretty cool to hear that story.
Yeah, and you've been with us ever since, and we really appreciate. I appreciate the work we've done, and I love working with you, and I hope to keep it going.
100%. Let me ask you this. What about what are some of the things that you've done, that you've helped me with, that other artists could, services that they either could be needing, or just things that artists need to think about when it comes to their tech and their website and how to stay connected?
Right. So with you, we've done the AWALL Artist website. Shout out to awallartist.com. Feel free to check it out. It's one of my favorite designs, personally. Yes. Don't get me wrong. All the websites we do for clients are great, but this one is my favorite. I use that website in a lot of showcases. When I have potential clients interested, I always show that website.
Dude, that's awesome.
So we manage the website. We help you with social media. In terms of the social media management, we kind of help with some of the content planning and post templates. And because it's good to have a post template for brand consistency. It's good. It's good to kind of have a brand with the AWALL Artist fonts and stuff like that that you've seen in the music videos. It's really good to kind of have a brand, a personal brand, kind of with your music.
And imagery with
it. Yeah, exactly. And so. Yeah, so we do that. We also help with some of your music distribution even. It's a long process. We all know it's a long process, lots of metadata to fill out. I mean, our checklist is... How many things do you think we have on our checklist? Like 50, 70?
50 things. Every time a song comes out, I call them, we got the music checklist call. We need to do this at 6 o'clock. music checklist. We pull it up. All right, did we do this thing? Yes. Did we do this thing? Got a yes, got a green box behind it so we can just go right past it. If you don't do something, that's the red box, and if it doesn't apply, that's the yellow or the orange box, so that way everything's color coded and we're just honed in on it. And let me tell you, I'm super grateful for you helping me create that checklist, because that is one of the things that really helped me take my musicianship to the next level. And if you're an artist out there, you should create a music release checklist with all the things that you need to do for each track, because we know you just got to be dropping tracks. And I know it can be a little bit grueling to do all of these things. So you need to make yourself a team and find people who love to do that, because I love to make music. He loves to help me make these connections with all this stuff in the background, and you don't get to see a lot of that stuff. So you guys are really humble, because thank you for that, for being humble, because you don't need any spotlight or limelight. Like you're very goal and work driven, and you can tell in the history that you just gave us, starting your own business at what age? Like that is just...
Yeah, 13ish.
Nuts,
it was a hobby. Here's the thing: it really depends what industry you're in. But it is possible. Some industries you can turn a hobby into an actual business. It's doable. It's lots of hard work. Like I've said, I made a lot of mistakes throughout the years. At a young age, it really helped me become a better person. It helped me become a better executive and leader. And you have to go through some of those challenges, really, because it's really a learning. It was a learning experience for me, and I look back at myself and I'm grateful that I kind of went through that, even though a lot of it sucked. I did not like going through that, but it happens. And business, it's a hard thing in business. You have to go through that.
Yeah,
and
good advice.
There's hard decisions you have to make, and you have to be tough and make those decisions.
Yeah,
even if they're hard. And you gotta know too, every decision in business isn't personal. It's not personal.
Good advice.
You got family, always consider my family first, right? And
shouts out to
every
Holden
decision. Thank you.
Mom, dad out there, I got to meet them. I got to meet Dad,
Yeah.
and he's one of the coolest people ever.
Thank you.
Seriously.
His studio is awesome. Anyways,
Blown away.
So my point is you have to make hard decisions, and I've learned a lot through that, and I'm glad. I look back at myself. I'm glad I made those. I'm glad I went through that, because if I did it now, I would have been at an older age. It would have been. I don't know how to describe it, but it would have been a bit trickier, maybe.
Of course.
Because at a younger age, kids make mistakes all the time. People are like, "Oh, you're just a kid. It's whatever." So
for sure.
Yeah, that kind of helps me a lot. I took advantage of that in a way.
Let me ask you this: talk a little bit about CES and what that is, and what you've been able to learn throughout the years with that.
Yeah, so CES is the Consumer Electronics Show. It's one of the biggest tech conventions in the world, I would say. It's in Las Vegas, Nevada every year. So CES, you can find all sorts of technology. You can find iPhone case manufacturers. You can find AI. You can find AI startups and stuff.
Okay.
A lot of it's like consumer products, not really on the software side, but there is software companies that are there that show off their software.
Okay, of course.
So, there's a lot of companies there, and I started going to CES in 2022. I think it was our first year. And what was cool about this is, it was the first CES we went, and we had press credentials for it.
Yeah, you were saying that.
And so what's cool about CES is because Appleosophy qualifies as a media publiscer or / blog. And
got the pass, you get the pay, you get the lanyard and all.
Yeah, so CES has some criteria you have to make, like certain amount of followers and website views. You submit verification, and there's a whole approval process with their media team. And it was cool getting approved for the first time and going. It was it was really cool because me and Chris went. And we had a great time our first year. It was cool seeing all those companies. What's also very cool as going in as media for CES, you get to see all of the new. You get access to the press events. which not everyone at CES gets to attend in person.
Gotcha.
It's just for media only. So
Okay,
so
special access.
Yeah, so 2 days before CES, there is like something called a media days, and that's when they do press conferences. It's more for the media and these companies to kind of showcase. They have one-on-one with media, and it's just special time for us, basically.
Of course. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: tech itself. What's one of the first things that, whether it's Apple or a gadget that really got you excited for technology and what was built in that?
So like what was like my favorite Apple gadget, you could say? Otherwise, well, it's hard to say. Probably iPhone.
Okay.
iPhone was very innovative in 2007, and it's something everyone can live without every day. I mean, I hate to say this, but even Android users, I mean, a lot of, without Apple's innovative thinking, like Android may not be where it was today. You need to see some of the first phones before the iPhone released. They're awful, like design wise, at least in my opinion. Like the phone, what was so innovative at the time with the iPhone was the touchscreen technology, how that was being used back then, and back in like 2007, even before that. Cell phones were just, they had like physical buttons, and they had a stylus. They might be kind of touchscreen, but they had a stylus. And as Steve Jobs says, who wants to use a stylus?
Right.
And so it was very innovative at the time that when Apple released the iPhone, it was fully touchscreen. It was so, and the funny thing about it, companies like Microsoft just didn't get it. Like, you're like, they're like, why use your fingers when you use a stylus, as Steve Ballmer famously said, or something like that. Steve Ballmer shit all over it at first. Now look where the iPhone is now, and Microsoft released a phone in 2014, by the way, and Microsoft did, and it failed. It was the Windows Phone.
Okay,
it only lasted less than 2 years. That. Exactly.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, I don't know if it was a really good phone or not. I've never used it before, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Talking again, my favorite device I would say is probably the iPhone. Going back, I've always been into technology. I remember there's photos of me as young as like 2 or 3 on using an eMac, which is a Mac at the time.
Okay.
That was made in like 2003, 4. Well, it's hard to say. It depends what model. It was made between 2002 and 4. The eMac was made to target more like education, like schools and colleges and stuff.
Cool. Okay.
It was a special configured computer for that, but consumers can also get it. And there's photos of me as like young as like 2 or 3 on the computer on Sesame Street on the eMac, or I'll be at my grandparents' house. And I'll be on their computer. They had an iMac like 2002, I think,
So basically, like a TV, for the older generation, that's kind of what that would have been, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, my point is, like, I've really been into the Apple environment for a long time.
You can tell.
Yeah, and my first actually Apple device I owned was an iPod Touch first. Wait. Yeah, it was an iPod Touch first generation.
Let me think about it.
Let me go a little bit back. It was actually an iPod Shuffle.
Okay.
But then I remember for Christmas one time, and I was like, I think 5 or 6, my grandma gave me an iPod Touch.
Okay.
And I remember I was like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? Like, that was so cool. I was so excited. Imagine like a 6-year-old getting like an iPod Touch. You can play like video games on it and Bejeweled and stuff like that at the time. I don't know if you remember that app. It still kind of exists, but
and then downloading the songs too was like a challenge to download the song and then put that song.
That's true.
On.
Yeah. So to put music on there, you have to plug it into you have to plug it into your Mac or PC, because you can get iTunes for PC.
Yep.
It still exists today. It's just called Apple Music for PC now.
Okay.
But you'll plug it in, and then you'll drag and drop the MP3 files that you have in your iTunes library. It syncs, and you have the music. Same with the iPod Shuffles, Nanos, the whole entire lineup. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. Pretend I'm Tim Cook.
Yep.
What would you say to him?
So that's a great question. So Tim Cook, in my opinion, I think he's a great. He's a good CEO. He created a lot of shareholder value throughout the years. If you look at Apple's, like, you gotta understand this from it got understands from an investor's perspective as well. Mm-hmm. Under Tim Cook's leadership, the Apple stock has got since like he joined Apple in 2000. Well, he's always been with Apple, but he became CEO in 2011 after Steve Jobs passed away, right?
Gotcha.
And ever since he's been with Apple, he's created a lot of shareholder value. Apple's now a $4 trillion company.
Oh my god!
And
trillion with a T?
Yeah. Well, it's sorry, not net worth. The market value is like around 4 trillion.
Yeah.
Stock. Yeah. On the stock chart.
Okay.
So, yeah. So in terms of what I'll ask him though.
Yeah.
So Apple has been having some struggles with AI recently.
Oh.
I'm sure we'll talk about that a little
right
bit.
after this, I think we should navigate to that because I think that's important.
Yeah. So Apple has had some struggles with AI, and the reason why they've been struggling with this is they don't think like their thinking in creating technology is so much different than like Google, OpenAI. Apple wants to make a product that is so good and meets their expectations. They want to spend their time on getting it right. Mm-hmm. But the big issue with why Apple's struggling in AI is they don't have the data they need to create these models. Think about it. So Google, so you have Google and Facebook and stuff like that with their AI models. The reason why their models are great is Google has all the data. Google tracks what you're doing all the time. They have Google search. You can get all the data from there. So Google has no struggles at all making the models because they have the data they need.
A good point.
Google's business is making money from data. I mean, that's kind of the truth there.
That's good. Yeah, great point.
Don't get me wrong. I do like Google. Their products are good, but the main way they make money and their main business is gathering data and data collection.
Let me ask you this about AI itself. What are some tools that you can either see yourself using in the future or that you could see AI advancing in the future?
So I'll talk about my favorite models. Well, sorry, I want to finish off what I was talking about with Apple's struggles.
With AI.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. So the reason why they were struggling was because of the data collection. They don't have the data, and now they're coming to a point that Apple's trying to either make an acquisition or make a partnership with like Google or one of these AI companies to make a model for them for the iPhone.
Okay.
There is something called Apple Intelligence. It's Apple's AI model, but to be honest with you, I'll be honest, as an Apple fan, it's not that good.
No.
Like, it's not my favorite. It can do basic things, which is great, but it's so behind, and and Apple's so big with the privacy thing, and it's not compatible with how fast AI is moving because AI requires a lot of data and just
non-privacy.
It's just their philosophy, and the whole thing is just so different from the other companies, and that's really why they're struggling with the AI.
Gotcha.
I will say Apple is expected to release a new Siri in 2026 next year, and there's a lot.
Siri, okay.
Apple. I hate to keep talking about this, but this story, I'll just say, so Apple Intelligence launched it launched, I believe, last year, and Apple is supposed to release more features than they release now, like new Siri. It was like a improved Siri. I don't know if you use Siri, but it's kind of behind compared to like Gemini and other Google devices.
Yeah.
And so, and so basically, like their struggling was, so Google basically has,
you were talking about the Apple Intelligence,
right?
And
With Apple
it's
Intelligence
behind.
Yeah, so those are the reasons why it's behind. Just the philosophy was just different.
The philosophy.
Now, in terms of what was my favorite AI model, so in terms of AI models, so AI, there's a new model almost every 2 weeks on average. It goes between, I'm sure you heard of ChatGPT with OpenAI. There's Google Gemini. Like in terms of like the model releases, it goes like it rotates back and forth. So Google released their model, Anthropic will then release their model. Like they're all releasing new and better improved models. And XAI, Grok AI will launch their model.
Grok for sure.
In terms of, so there's always new models coming out. The one I'm expecting to come out soon is actually Google's Gemini. So the latest version of Google's Gemini model is 2.5. The model that people are expecting to come out is Gemini 3. It's supposed to be a really big upgrade. So that's probably the next model. I think that model will come out in a couple of weeks. We'll see.
Okay.
Hopefully. But I would say my favorite model personally, though, is I would say GBT5 is good for ChatGPT 5 is good for basic everyday things. I recommend that to anyone. It's very user friendly. Like I know, like even older people. Like my grandma uses ChatGPT.
Does she really?
Yeah, she has
That's
ChatGPT.
wild,
I know. So it's very user friendly.
It's cool, actually.
For research, Grok 4, which is XAI's, Elon Musk's AI model, that's a very great model as well for research. And for coding, so there's something. So the word of the year is vibe coding. That's actually the word of the year.
Vibe coding?
So vibe coding is basically
What is
it's using AI models to produce code and make things using AI.
Okay.
So basically, to explain it in the short sense, you can use AI to create like a website or a product, right? And basically just say, hey, ChatGPT or whatever, make me this, this, and this, and it'll just do it. It may not do it the best, but it makes an attempt.
Okay.
So vibe coding is using AI to build products. So, for example, I made an app entirely using AI. It was an internal app for my company, and we used an AI model to build the app. It was an internal app, iOS app that we use on my at Redfruit Media.
Okay.
And I built that exclusively using ChatGPT 5 and a program called Codex, which is like a terminal CLI. You can enter in the commands.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going a little too technical here, but any tech people who are watching this will probably understand some of what I'm saying.
Right.
So
they're out there, I promise.
yeah. So there's that, and yeah, it was cool. In terms of like the whole vibe coding thing, it's good for some things, but it's not. You still need to check the code. I don't recommend just shotting it straight with AI. You still need to understand what's good with the whole using AI to produce code is it can help you understand what it's doing, because you can like really see what it's making in real time. And there's a lot you can learn from that, and you can kind of learn the language slowly through that. And it's also good to still check the code, because there'll be cases people will make apps using AI and they leave like database passwords in the freaking code where people can just access. So you gotta check for mistakes, of course. It's not perfect, but it's coming to a point. It's getting good, but not all the way there. But it's really cool. Like, I'll be honest with you, like I was kind of blown away. The fact I made an app like that was pretty mind blowing to me.
It's crazy. Well, one thing, AI gotta pee. All right, we are back. Hey, I gotta pee. Coming back here, with the Respecting Perspectives crowd. Listen, make some noise for yourself. Make some noise for us. Make some noise for the world, okay? We're trying to do something out here. So we're doing rapid fire, okay? 10 seconds on the clock. Worst pizza topping.
Oh, that's hard because I'm not picky. But if I had to be very critical, maybe pineapple.
Pineapple?
Don't get me wrong. I like it sucks because I love pineapple on pizza, but I don't know.
God, I know, dude. I'm the same way.
It's pineapple.
Pineapple it is. All right, Doritos or Pringles?
Doritos.
Doritos. Scariest villain?
Ooh, hard to say. I mean, the Joker is pretty scary. I mean, I like the Joker.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know why it popped up first in my head, but there you go.
All right, let's see here. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Mountains or the beach?
Ooh, that's a hard one. So probably, I love the beaches. I need to experience more mountains, but probably beaches.
Beaches, okay. East Coast or West Coast?
Ooh, well, that's hard. I haven't been to, because I live in Central Texas. Ooh. You know what? I'll say West Coast.
West Coast. All right, West Side. Best duo.
Wait, what do you mean?
Best duo, like 1 and 2, like even it can be anything, like a music group or like Apples. And, there you go. All right. Okay, let's see here. You walk into a casino right now. What's the first game you're playing?
I'm playing blackjack.
Oh,
you know what? Here. Okay, sorry. Play the $15 minimum tables or 20. In Las Vegas, it lasts so much longer. And don't do like the double, high stakes ones. Like, don't do it. Just have fun. Do $15, $20 minimums, and if the minimum's too high, hey, ask the floor manager. He may be able to make an accommodation.
Right, they'll give you a drink or two while you're hanging.
I talked with some of the casino managers, and they told me that like half of the time, like you just ask, and they may approve it. It's not guaranteed, but just some little
advice hack there. All right, what's your dream car?
So probably a Tesla. Here's the thing: I'm not really into the car. I'm not a car guy really,
Okay.
but I like technology and I do like I like EVs. So
Nice.
maybe either a Tesla. If not, maybe just a Toyota.
Okay, here's the funniest thing because the last question is second to last question is iPhone or Android, and
iPhone.
I don't even have to ask him that
Why'd you
question.
didn't write that one down?
I know, right?
No, you're good.
I'm not sure where that one came from.
you're good.
Okay, and then the last one, pineapple or coconut?
Ooh, coconut.
Coconut. Got it, man. See, some people know it right off the bat what they're going to say. And then people like me with that question, I'm like, dude, I could spend a whole day just explaining why each one would be better than the other.
The issue is I'm not picky. Like I'll eat anything. I'll eat anything. So well, not anything,
me
but
too.
I'm open to try new things. And
Of course.
so
of course.
it's hard to say what I do. There is stuff I don't like, but
Like what? What's
well,
something you...
there's for a while I didn't like mustard, but I kind of. But here's the thing: it grew on me when I was young.
I'm not a fan of mustard.
No, it grew on me as I get older. I kind of like it now. So
All right, shouts out to mustard out there, all the different kinds of mustards. We love you all. Hey, listen, I want you to leave the world with a little bit of inspiration and a last, just a last thought to give the world.
so just give it like.
What do you want to tell them?
So I just want to say that, well, I kind of want to give a shout out to myself. So I'm not
Nice,
to be selfish. I just
dude.
want, hey, I know
That's
we do
awesome.
good work for you. If you want what Andrew gets, hey, you can email me personally at holden@redfruitmedia.com. So feel free to
Reach out.
Feel free to visit TechPod, my website. Feel free to visit TechPod. That's techpod.us.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say that it's been great working for you. I believe for almost 5 years,
Dude,
And I'm really
it's
looking
crazy.
forward to what's coming up next. I know we have a lot more stuff coming planned, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm super excited, man. Well, thank you for sitting down with me and
No, thank you.
coming from Austin. It was, it's really cool to be able to bring so many different people together. And I'm super grateful for you, Chris, and the team. And I'm excited to see what we can create for the future. And, gosh, thank you everyone for tuning in for this episode of the RP podcast. Until next time,
Peace.